Hi there, this is Focus on GRA, and I'm your host, Carolita Edwards. On this week's program, we will tell you all you need to know about obtaining a liability statement, how to complete a value-added tax return, and a tax specialist will join us to answer questions about VAT and entertainment. A Focus on GRA starts now.
Building cement, cement board, and sheetrock are now zero rated, following an order signed on May 17, 2022 by Senior Minister within the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh. The zero rated status enables suppliers to reclaim any VAT paid at the time the order was issued, while also ensuring that these materials are sold to consumers VAT-free. VAT-free. For more information, contact GRA's Tax Advisory Services section on 227-6060 extension 8000. Check out our YouTube channel or visit us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn to learn more.
A liability statement is a document which is issued by the Guyana Revenue Authority for various reasons. Tiffany Rodius tells us who can apply for this statement and documents someone will need to submit in order to obtain this statement.
A liability statement is a declaration from the GRA that you have complied with the requirements under the Income Tax Act. A liability certificate is usually requested when making applications to other agencies in relation to particular services offered. Natalie Moore, Manager of Tax Compliance, explains when a taxpayer would need a liability certificate.
People who go to apply for loans at the Small Business Bureau are now required to obtain a liability certificate. When persons have retired, the Ministry of Finance will ask them to come and get a liability certificate for the purpose of attaining their gratuity, or they might need to get their pension. In that case, they are also required to get a liability certificate. The Energy Agency also requires taxpayers to get a liability certificate.
These are among the most common transactions which require a liability certificate. Applying for a liability certificate is a straightforward process.
All you need to do is fill the application form. That's it. And this form is the liability application form, which is different from the compliance application form. And the first line asks, what is the purpose of the liability application? And at that point, you're going to state whether it's for small business, whether it's for gratuity, whether it's for pension, or etc.
Persons who are applying for a liability certificate for the Small Business Bureau or to claim their pension should note.
Small business requires that we state what is the name of your business on that liability certificate. So for the one for small business, you are required to attach a copy of your business registration. For pensions, you will, in addition to fill in the application form, the insurance agency provides you with a letter detailing the amount of pension that you're entitled to and the interest. And so that letter gives us a little details which we use in processing your application. That is the one for pension. And your employer, your last employer, will also give you a 7B slip, which covers up to the last day that you worked. That is what is required for the pension application. All the others just require the submission of an application form.
Applications can be lodged at the liability desk at the GRA's headquarters or at any of the integrated regional tax offices. Taxpayers can also make their applications online by emailing liability@gra.gov.gy. You must ensure you attach the application form and any other supporting documents in the email. Applying for a liability certificate is free of cost.
In processing the liability certificates, of course, we checked in, make sure that you have submitted your income tax returns for the past 8 years and you have paid all your taxes. Again, you There is no temporary liability certificate. So you are required to produce all your returns. So we will send you back to get whatever returns might be outstanding. And again, you are free to engage the debt management section or the objections unit if necessary.
It takes approximately 2 to 3 business days to process and issue a liability certificate if there are no outstanding taxes owed or tax returns due. The liability application form can be found on the GRA's website.
Are you into business, going to school, or planning to buy a computer or laptop? Then GRA has you covered. Computer monitors, mouse, keyboards, and many internal components of the central processing unit are zero rated from VAT. Yes, you heard right. They attract no VAT. But wait, there is more. Computer accessories and printers for personal use, whether multifunctional or not, are also VAT zero rated. For more information on zero rated items, contact us. GRA, your partner in development.
Welcome back. You are watching Focus on GRA. Being registered for value-added tax comes with numerous obligations. One such obligation is the submission of a value-added tax return. The value-added tax return submitted is a declaration on the amount of VAT collected and paid by the registrant during a tax period. Here is a step-by-step guide of how the return must be completed.
Not sure how to fill the VAT return forms? No worries. Here is a demo on how to file your VAT return online.
First of all, you have to log into your eServices account, and your username is your TIN. Password is any password of your choice. It should be something that only you alone know so that no one else could access your account. Over here, we go to select the taxpayer. You go to returns. You'll have a drop down box that says return list. Since we're filing a return, we'll select file a return. You have to select the tax type, value added tax, the year, and it will pop up if you have any returns overdue, or you can select the return that is ready for you to file now. The first step is to ensure that your tax type is correct, your period that you want to file the return for is correct. Then you click save and continue. It will ask, do you have a nil transaction during this period? This is for if you would not have had any transactions during the period, then you click yes. If you would have had transactions, you click no, and you move on, save and continue. This will take you to the top half of the VAT return, which discusses your input tax and your input tax credit. So the first line is line 5, where you will enter information, and this is if you have input tax coming forward from a previous period, then you put information in here. If you don't have any figures to put, then you put 0. Next step, do you have taxable purchases? That would be yes. If you don't have any taxable purchases, you click no. When you click yes, you will get a drop down box that will have the list with the zero rated purchases, exempt purchases, standard rated purchases. So you need to enter this information. Now you have to enter information for VAT claimed on local supply of goods and services acquired solely for making taxable supplies. Then you have your VAT on imports, which you will enter also, and there's also VAT claimed on local supplies, local supply of goods and services acquired for making mixed supplies. When we discuss mixed supplies, we're discussing your output. We're discussing if you have exempt supplies. So in order for you to have mixed supplies, you need to be trading in both exempt and zero rated supplies, or exempt and standard rated supplies. That's how you have mixed supplies. If you don't have that, you enter 0. It's important to know that all fields must be filled with something, or you'll get an error and you won't be able to move forward. After you've completed that, there is VAT on adjustments. If you have any, you put that in there. VAT on adjustments column represents any information that you have from a previous period that you would not have declared before, or any input tax you would not have claimed before, you can put it in this period. It must be noted that you need to maintain a separate schedule of the input tax that you're claiming from any previous period. That information is to be kept just in case we are doing compliance check or any review of your return. Upon request, it must be presented. So, seeing that we've now completed the top half of the return, we can save and continue. It will ask, do you have any taxable supplies? If you do, click yes. If you don't, click no. In this case, we have taxable supplies, so I will click yes. Then you enter your zero rated sales, exempt sales, if any, and standard rated sales. And you enter the VAT charged on goods and services for this period. If there are any VAT on adjustments, you enter that in the VAT on adjustments column. This also is for output tax that you didn't declare before. You can put it in these columns. For those persons who are submitting their first return and would have started charging VAT before they would have gotten the VAT registration, the amount that you would have charged can be declared and remitted in this column. You move on to the next step. If you have VAT charged on capital acquisition, you put it in there. Any VAT paid on goods and services acquired from making mixed supplies, you put it in this column. After this, you save and continue. It is important to note that your return is not completed or filed at this stage. If you go to the top of the screen, highlighted in yellow, you will see draft not submitted. As long as you're seeing draft not submitted, then it means that your return has not been filed, so you need to continue and complete the process. At this stage, we'll click Save and Continue. This will take you to the window where you have any documents that you would like to attach, especially for those persons filing amended VAT returns. The cover letter that is required, given the explanation of the change that you wish to make to the VAT return, should be uploaded here. And we say click Save and Continue. This window takes you to your VAT return, all the information that you would have entered before, so that you can review before you submit. So you can review all of the figures. If you think something is not correct, you can click Edit Your Answers and go back. Once everything is okay and you do not have any issues with any information you would have entered so far, you need to click Agree for the declaration, and then you can submit your return. Once you hit the Submit button, your return is filed. You will see a receipt showing you that your return was filed.
The Guyana Revenue Authority is reminding taxpayers signing up for e-services to ensure that they complete their registration correctly. Please be reminded that your taxpayer identification number should be entered in the username row. Additionally, no dashes or spaces should be used when inputting the tax identification number. Remember, registering for e-services allows you to submit your return online at a time convenient to you. Don't delay. Sign up for e-services today. Before I go, let me remind you to visit our website www.gra.gov.gy for more information. You can also send an email to grapublicrelations@gmail.com.